Little Giant Boxing.
And activity does matter. He's been out for so long that he needs to stay busy this year. You know, we've seen it just recently in the heavyweights. Anthony Joshua, he fought 3 times this year and looked good.
Sharp.
And he looked good. He looked sharp. That's what fighters need to do. That's what fighters need to stay busy, stay active. You know, I've talked about this so many times with Rudy Hernandez. You know, me and Rudy
He always tells me.
we've been friends since I was like fucking 12, 13 years old. I was 15 years old already sparring his brother Genaro Hernandez. And we always talk about that, and he always says, you know, fighters need to stay active, stay busy. When I was fighting, I didn't listen to him. When I was fighting, he would tell me, Robert, take fights in between your big fights, in between those big fights, take fights for a lot less money. You know, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you.
In the day, fighters used to do that, like Chavez, like
Yes,
Oscar
but
De La Hoya.
but see, the thing is that nowadays we're no, fuck that. I'm not gonna risk half, you know, making half of what I'm supposed to make in my next fight when I know
When my guarantee is like $2 million.
exactly, then you're not fucking, you know, doing the right thing. You know, activity is the best thing to do, and a perfect example is Anthony Joshua. You know, we've all said it, and the whole world knows it. They've all talked about it too, that he's always had, you know, personal problems, mental problems, stuff like that. But activity is what kept him. He was always in the gym. He didn't have time to spend months and months without training or staying at home, hearing things from different people. He focused on his career, and the difference was, you know, his last fight. He showed a lot of improvement, and activity was probably the main thing. And it didn't have to be who the trainer is. Because he was with me at one fight, then 2 fights he did it with James. This time he does it with Ben Davis. So it could be with any trainer. Just activity is what Anthony Joshua needed, and he looked really good. You know, he did really good.
And talking about activity, look at Wilder, who had fought only 1 round in 2 years.
Exactly.
And
Parker had 3 fights also. His 3rd fight. So there it is. You know, Wilder hadn't fought in a while, and look, didn't look too good.
What'd you make of his performance?
It's sad to see a fighter, you know, look like, you know, it's sad to see it perform like that. He's, you know, he's a great fighter. You know, made a lot of money. That's why when they make that kind of money, they feel like they don't have to fight that often, because obviously they've made too much money. But you know, they have to activities where they
get comfortable.
They get too comfortable, and it happens to a lot of fighters, man. It happens to a lot of fighters.
You like that fight still, Joshua versus Wilder?
I think so. I think it'll still happen. Honestly, I pick Anthony Joshua probably by knockout.
Really?
Oh yeah, bro. Anthony Joshua by knockout. Wilder needs to get back to the gym and maybe get a stay busy win early next year, March or April, and then Joshua in the summer, and that will make him perform better. If he goes back to the gym, gets a quick win, and then gets into a Joshua fight, that'll make him perform better. If he waits another year and then he fights Joshua, he'll get knocked out.
Why do you think Joshua knocks him out?
Because Joshua hits hard, bro, and he's got skills. And look at and he had a great performance.
Right?
Yeah, because an activity. You know, you know, they're doing the right thing, man. You know, before I left, me and Rudy Hernandez, you know, after the fight, Rudy Hernandez told them, fight before the end of the year right away. Get another fight. You need activity. Even though you lost, it was still a decent performance. You know, they had a good performance. Get another fight. Stop all this bullshit. Really told him straight out. Stop all this bullshit. All you guys, push him to fight again. He needs to fight before the end of the year. And then again, you know, they didn't fight at the end of the year, but they fought 3 times this year, which was the best thing he could have done. And that showed his performance. And we also told him, go to the States, train in the States. He did come for 2 fights. He didn't come with me, but he came for 2 fights and fought 3 times this year. So I think that was the best thing he could have done.
And also talking about activity again, look at Fury, how he left with Ngannou, that former UFC champion.
Yeah, that disappointed me a little, because he didn't. It wasn't just that he didn't fight often. I think he just disrespected boxing by not even training for that fight. That's my opinion. Right. I think he didn't train for the fight. I think he just took the fight so lightly. He wasn't in shape and made boxing look bad. A world champion, heavyweight world champion, having that performance against a guy that's turning pro, it was just was just bad. But yeah, it could have been inactivity. I just think he didn't train, and he thought it was gonna be just a little exhibition type of fight, walk in the park, but he didn't do it.
In that same card, I mean, in that same night, Conor McGregor was there ringside saying he would love to fight Pacquiao at 160, 170.
Yeah,
or
well,
something like
to
that.
do something like that is to make a lot of money. Conor McGregor is a big name. Pacquiao's a big name. So if they do it, it's to make huge money, and just a business. If they're looking at Saudis putting up a lot of money. So if they want to put up the money, I'm pretty sure they will both get paid very well. But that's not really a boxing fight. It's just a show for the fans, just to get fucking richer, just to make a lot more money.
Would it be a little competitive since
Yeah,
Pacquiao's
I think
much
it will.
older now?
Yeah, Pacquiao's like 44, I think,
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, it will be competitive. Definitely will be. Plus, Connor's very big. If they do the fight, it's gonna be like at 168, maybe 60, 68. Pacquiao never fought at that weight class. He's too small, so it will be competitive.
What would you make of the back and forth between Canelo and McGregor when they started going at it?
I didn't even know about it. I didn't even hear about it.
They started.
Well,
Conor just started talking smack to Canelo, saying like talking shit.
well,
basically.
he wants to fight Canelo for a big payday too. It's fucking smart. Why not? McGregor did it with Mayweather, so now he wants to do it with Canelo. Get another huge payday. Shit, I don't blame him. That's what it is right now, man. It's boxing, man. It's a business right now. A lot of YouTubers are doing it because of that, because they're making a lot of money. So man, it's just the way it is right now with boxing. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of big opportunities. A lot of fighters that would never, in the 80s and 90s, they would never even be a top 10 fighter, or would never even compete for a world title fight. Right now we have a lot of that happening. A lot of fighters that would never even be sanctioned to fight. They're being sanctioned right now to fight for world title fights, to fight a world champion. So why not? I mean, it's a good time for boxing where they make a lot of money.